Hello, and welcome to the Lyman Lipke Guitarcast. I'm your host, Lyman Lipke. Pleasure to be here today. Q&A version, so I'm answering some of your questions that you sent me. A little bit of housekeeping stuff. First bit of housekeeping. I've got the Jackson 7-string. This guitar's been out of commission for a little while, just I didn't like the strings I had on it. I had 9s on it, and I put my 12s, my 12 to 72 set, 12 to 70 set back on. And actually, I rewound these pickups. These are pickups of my design, and I've got my 5-way switch, so humbucker, this coil, this coil, this coil, just this coil, and then humbucker. So love the single coil sound. So good amount of tonal options. I've got the volume, depending on if I'm single coil or humbucker, at like 6 or 8, and then tone, I'm hovering around 7. Strings are still pretty new, and actually, the nut might be cut a tick too high on the G string. Or, my G string might just be sharp. I don't like the tuners on this guitar. That'd be the next thing that I upgrade. Okay, much better. Other housekeeping. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow on Spotify for this podcast, and slots available for lessons. Love to see you there. With that out of the way, let's answer some of your questions. First question is from my student, Ryan. If we are not playing the root, then what are we playing? And Ryan's cool. He's a hybrid student. He studies both guitar and bass with me. So I assume you're talking about when creating bass lines. If we're not playing the root, what do we play? Something that gives the music the necessary emotion it needs. We move to my fake bass. Cool. So if I'm playing like a rock bass line, that's fine. Depending on what else is going on, you can also play fifths. And they don't have to be on the and of one. So check this out. I displaced the eighth note on which I put the fifth. That's an interesting technique. Like that, those kinds of things. If it works for the song, you can do that. You can also use other chord tones. Thirds. Something like that. Just don't be distracting and serve the song. Like, like that might be something that could work for, it's all context dependent. But, I mean, you could write a song around something like that, like around a bass riff. I mean, that bass line isn't just roots. You can also play notes that go to the next chord. Like that is a valid strategy. There's tons of options. Basically, just don't get in the way. Don't make it about you. If you make it about you as a bass player, some people might dig it. The people who employ you, those are the people you have to cater to as a bass player. People who employ you don't dig what you're doing. Do something different. Thanks for the question, Ryan. Always appreciate when you come at me with one. Can you play something in 12/4, or will that just be 4/4? Asking for swism. Someone who isn't musical? Someone who isn't me? I don't know. Generally, if we're seeing a time signature that has a 12 in it, it's going to be like a 12/8. So let's talk about time signatures and what they are. It's like looks like a fraction. 4/4. Top number, the numerator, denotes how many beats are in a bar. And the bottom number, the denominator, denotes what value gets the beat. So, usually, the denominator is in base 2 or doubles. So, like, denominators 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. There are some cases where you can have 3s or 6s or 12s in the denominator, but those are sort of fringe cases. It's either going to be a half note, quarter note, eighth note, or 16th note gets the beat. And then the number above that, the numerator, is how many of those beats are in a bar. So 12/4, that's 12 quarter notes in a bar, which, I mean, could be something like 3 bars of 4, and the phrases are 3 bars, but something to play something in 12/4, we'd have to come up with an interesting sort of division of beats. So like some sort of compound meter. Like 2 and 5 and 5. Or 2, 7, and 3. So here's 2, 5, and 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me get back on my guitar sound. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'd be like a fast 12/4. That's like 240. So really, like something like that would be probably better suited to 12/8. But we also have the other common 12/8 thing, which is just 4 groupings of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12/8. Yeah, I'm struggling for examples of 12/4. Might be able to write something in 12/4. There's 3 or 4 numbers together that add up to 12. Or a long 12 beat phrase. I don't know. I just try to keep the time signature as simple as possible. Like 4/4, 2/2, 3/4, 6/8, and 12/8. Now, like here's where the fractional thing gets a little bit hairy. Like 3/4. The fraction of 3/4 is equal to 6/8. Well, in numbers, that's true. In meter, that's not quite the case. 3/4 is 3/4 notes. So the beat is felt 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know, you'd think like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're probably not going to be feeling the pulse like that in 6/8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably where we're going to feel it. 2 groupings of 3 rather than 3 groupings of 2. If we have 3 groupings of 2, like, yeah, we could just lowest common denominator. Makes it easier. But if it's felt in groupings of 3, I want to go to 6/8. Good question. I hope I answered it a little bit. Time signatures aren't something I think of all that often because I'm not playing grooves in 13. Because a drummer once said, "Ain't nobody getting paid playing grooves in 13." How do you actually practice fretboard memorization? I have mentioned this in a video, my Anyone Can Play Scales video, and probably another podcast episode, but positioning system. Those are the 7 positions of C major. And I like C because there are no sharps and no flats. So we can incorporate the alphabet game. Most guitar players know the names of the notes on the low E string, because you need those for your bar chords. So, if you know what note is here, key of C has all the letters, no sharps, no flats. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Next position, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, etc., etc. You notice how I was looking at my fingerboard. At first I was looking at it in the camera in my monitor, and then I realized, oh, you probably think I'm just not looking at my hand. And then I looked here. It's to build, like, it's a brute force exercise. It's to build the connection that when you put your finger down here, that has something to do with the letter A, G, E. And if we had I just spelled the word age. Yeah, spell age everywhere. See if you can do that. Imagine you'll have a hard time if you don't know where the letters are. But do this game 3 times a day. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Look at it and allow that to like seep into your mind. Build that connection. That this is D. This is the letter D. Sharps and flats? Well, if you know where all the natural letters are, just go down a fret for a flat, up a fret for a sharp. That will memorize you all of the notes on the fretboard. It's not glamorous, but if actually done, it works. Students never do it to completion. I mean, if you play it, that's like 180 beats a minute. So that's eighth notes at 180 beats a minute. 3 note per string scales are 9 or 18 notes. So 180 beats a minute are 18 notes. That'd be 9 quarter notes. It takes around, if my math is correct, 6 seconds per position. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. 6 seconds. Maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. Math is hard. And do that for each of the 7 positions. You've done it in less than a minute. You can do it twice at the beginning of the day, twice at the end of the day. It's less than 4 minutes. Like, if you do it, by my students not doing it to completion. They do it until, like, it's easy for them. And then they stop. Usually that's around, like, a couple weeks or a month in. No! Gotta do this every day for like, 4 months to a year. Like, once it gets easy for you, then you can do it. The start of your practice session, the end of your practice session. Or just pick up the guitar and do it 4 times a day. Over the course of a year, if you take, I'll give you 50s, 40, 45 days off a year, 320 times 4. That's 1280. Yeah. In a year, you will have done that exercise 1,280 times. You will have looked at this spot and set the letter G 1,200 times. That will build the connection that this is G. It's not hard. It's really not that tedious. Like, it's easier than doing 10 push-ups. Consistency. That is the difference between good players and professionals. Like, in all, like, aspects of the instrument. Consistency with their practice, consistency with their performing, consistency with, their professionalism. Like just be consistent with it. Show up, do the thing. It's not hard once you've learned your 7 positions. It should take you about a month with my method to have it pretty well and good. Playing it 15 minutes a day. So after a month, you should be able to play the alphabet game. And once it's easy for you, then you're just building upon that framework. G, C, A, D, D. There is no real calculation that I have to do to find the note. A, B flat, E flat, D, B. So, alphabet game. I will never stop preaching that because it is the simplest way to learn the notes on the fingerboard. May not be the most efficient, but it's easy, simple. You just have to do it, and that's pretty much how this all of this works out. You just have to do the thing. Are there any shortcuts to learning your triads? I'm glad you asked this because I have a document coming out on triads and triad memorization, triad linking, called Close Proximity Triads. And I'm going to make a full video on this, but I'll give you the quick breakdown. And you know, I'll show you all of the spots in the larger video. If you want the tabs, you can buy the document. And I am going to be holding classes on this document. It'll take me about, half an hour to thoroughly get through all of the material, and then half hour for all of your triadic related questions. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you for the question. So, close proximity triads. Basically, the rule here is I want to play all the major triads in a given key, I like C, as close together as possible without repeating an inversion. So, I like this string set because it seems to be the string set that sings the best on the guitar to my ears. So I've got a C chord. I can play F major. The natural inclination of the guitarist would be like, oh, C, G sharp, D sharp, E sharp. Oh crap. This is F, right? No, it's not F. This is F. E sharp is only a note sometimes, which is so confusing to a lot of musicians. But if you learned your circle of fifths and you focused on the basics, the concept of E sharp is not scary at all. So, C, F. But I want to play the F that's closest. So, how do you spell C? C-E-G. How do you spell F? F-A-C. So, do I have letters that are close to the letters that change? Both of those contain a C. So, I could raise my G to an A, raise my E to an F, boom, got A. A and F, which makes my C chord. So, not that it's super important at this point. Second inversion of C, first inversion of F. So the only inversion I haven't used of a triad is G. So, root position. So I have to play the G in root position. And then I move to the next triad up. So C in second inversion, C in root position. So I'm going to take the same principle from down here. Raise my G up to A, raise my E up to F. And so that's root position, second inversion. Need that first inversion shape. that gives you your major triads in the key of C, close together. Next thing, this might help you a little bit with the inversions, is to play through those triads in the order root, third, fifth. So root, third, fifth is basically skip every other letter till you have 3 letters. So you're going to play the notes C, E, G, F, A, C, G, B, D. And I see this in a pattern that I haven't figured out how to efficiently explain. Like anytime I'm playing a triad, I'm going down till I run out of strings on that set. So I start on the middle string here, and then the top string of the set, run out, go back to the bottom. Then my next root is 1 string down or 1 string up from my initial triad. Run out of strings on this set, go back down. And then since root, 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 root. And it all follows that, I call it the motor motion. So and notice how the pattern always stays the same. Root, third, fifth, root, third, fifth. They go with, they're the same for the same shapes. Once you can do that, like say root, third, fifth out loud. Root, third, fifth, root, third, fifth, root, third, fifth, root, third, fifth. That's important for the next part of the exercise, which we're going to raise the fifths of all of our major chords. I know my fifth is here. That gives me relative minor, so C major becomes A minor. The fifth that we raised becomes the new root. So C and A goes with A minor. F, I know my fifth is here, goes with D minor. G, I know my fifth is here, goes with E minor. And then we play root, third, fifth of that pattern. And that's all of your major and minor triads in the key of C, as close together as possible. And you know where the roots, thirds, and fifths of all of those are. And do that for all the string sets as well. I view these two as the same string set because they contain the same shapes. And so then the other 2 string sets I call B string top and B string middle. And then people here like Island in the Sun here. I don't know if that's the right key, but that's not the key of C. So if you could decipher what I was doing here, I mean, you can slow down the video. It's all, I just gave the whole thing away for free. You rewind it, watch it a bunch of times, figure it out for yourself. If you don't want to do that, you can wait for my longer form video where I'll go in more depth, or you can wait for the document, just buy the document. Go through the document as it is, and you'll get all of these for all the positions. I mean, you're missing your diminished and augmented triad, but those are like related triads, so any major chord, raise the fifth, a half step, I get an augmented triad. They're all the same shape, really. Any minor chord, lower the fifth, it gives me a diminished triad. So close proximity diminished triads, I guess. And that's, I think we're going to say that's our show. I have a few more questions to answer, but I was a little light on questions this week. So I'll probably fish again for some more questions and then throw that in with the batch of stragglers that I missed. I appreciate y'all greatly. Thank you for listening and or watching. Again, please subscribe on YouTube and follow on Spotify or Apple Music. I've got going to be revamping my tab store. There's going to be a lot of stuff to buy over there. And if you're interested in taking a lesson with me, your reward for waiting till the end, you can use the promo code INTRO for $25 off of your first half-hour lesson. So, that's 50% off. So if you've been thinking of pulling the trigger, now's the time to do it. Thank you so much for listening to me answer your questions. I like doing this. I'll keep doing this. And I'll see you on Monday. Bye.